No one is smart. No one would say that I am foolproof, that you cannot swindle me. When you go to work or when you go to hustle, there's someone who sits down to think and come up with a craft of how they will get you to give them money. They will pretend to love you, but in them, it is all fake. Please remember that there is a scammer somewhere who has come up with a scam, and their target is your money. Hello, viewer, how are you? Once again, thank you very much for coming and joining us on this wonderful show. It's always our delight and honor that you spend time to listen to us and watch us and learn as we share with you insights on how you can get better financially. Our goal here in the Financial Diet is to have you financially whole, and our desire, I always say that three categories or three levels of financial wholeness. There's one, people that are financially ill, there are people that are getting better, there are people that are okay. And our bullseye, our target is financial wholeness, that you get financially okay. That's what we desire. And the many things that I've talked about last week, we shared about, I actually referred us to a program that we aired with my good friend, Big Ed, on youth and money. And I believe that you guys got to understand a few things about money. And I really enjoyed about having time to speak to young people and share a few insights about money. And I'm wishing I was younger, and I'm wishing that I had learned some of these things when I was younger. So if you can, kindly, if you're young, please watch. If you have a young person that you can refer them to, it's always good to go back to that show and refer them to that show. And if you're young, please remember that you will not be young forever. You will get old at some point, and it's important to equip yourself with information. So it's good to just go and share a few things that we shared on that particular show. So today, it's a wonderful day, and I decided to do something different, and something that I believe is important for all of us. And this cuts across whichever age you are, and this is not specifically for young people or old people. It's not for what you would call very professional beings. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whether you're a politician, whether you're a married couple, whether you're a young person, an old person, this is important information for you. I was getting a little bit nervous when I was preparing for this, but I believe this will be helpful for you. It has helped me as well. And we are we're talking today. Our topic today will be deciphering, decrypting or decoding scams. We know. Scams, that's someone swindling you of your money. I was sharing somewhere and I said, you're not the only one interested in your money. Someone else is. When you wake up one morning, every morning, and you go to work, someone else wakes up in the morning and goes to work, and the work is not the what you call white collar job or the physical manual jobs. Their work is scheming and looking at ways and means that they can swindle you. I'm reminded of a story of a guy, and McGregor was his name, and he came up with one particular time he moved from a city and went to the UK, and he came up with a story, and he said, I have this city, and this city is an amazing city. It has very good production, and he said, for you to own part of this city, all you need to do is give me your currencies, and I will give you a coin that will give you entitlement to this city. And people bought into the city only for them to realize, to cut the long story short, that there was no city like that. It was only it was an idea that looked amazing. It was an idea that looked very appealing. And those are the things that I want to talk about. I remember one particular morning I wake up and I'm woken up by a call, and we will get into deep details about this. I wake up and I'm woken up by a call, and I check my phone. Someone had sent me. There was a message indicating to me someone had sent me M-Pesa. And sure enough, few seconds after, someone called and said, I'm so and so, I've sent you this money. And true, it is true, that person had sent me the money. The message was stating the money that was sent, and the caller's name was already written there, and I could identify and know that actually this is the person that had sent me money. And being a good person, I decided, let me send this money back to this particular person. And I go to my phone and I'm trying to hit M-Pesa send, and the money is, I'm getting a message. I try again, I'm getting a message. Thank God I didn't have sufficient, I didn't have enough money to send to this particular person. Another friend of mine, a colleague of mine, was not as lucky as I was. He apparently sent and money went. And as I said, no one is smart. No one would say that I am foolproof. That you cannot swindle me. All you need to do is protect yourself. And let's get into the heart of this topic. And in the heart of it, the components of a scheme are three. There is the schema, there is the scheme, and there is the target. I repeat that again. There is the schema, there is the scheme, and there is the target. Now, number one, the schema. This is the person who decides or who sits down. As I said, when you're going to work, this person has gone down to sit, or they are in a meeting somewhere and they're planning. And their intent is to swindle you. Their intent is to come up with tools and means through which they're going to use to swindle you. And then number three, they will come up with a target that they will target. This is the group or the cluster, or this is the group of people that I will target, and the schema will define all these things. And that is what the schema does. But who is a schema? And I looked out for the definition of who a schema is. A schema is a con artist. And they say that the con artist is a manipulator who cheats, who tricks others through persuading them to believe something that is not true. Through deception, they fool people into believing that they can make easy money, when in fact it is the con artist who ends up taking the victim's money. Let me repeat that again. The con artist is a manipulator who cheats or tricks others through persuading them to believe something that is not true. They sell to you something that is not true. They persuade you to believe something that is not true. And like, for example, the first story that I gave you of Poyoyes, that they were told about a city that was not there, and people were persuaded to buy into that city. They persuade you to buy into to believe in something that is not true. Through deception, they fool people into believing that they can make easy money, when in fact it is not you that is making the easy money. It's the con artist that is making money from you, the victim. And we will get to look at a few things, a few character traits of this con artist. This person that sits you down and sells you and sells you something that is not there, or will come up with a craft. I believe there was one time, and I was a victim as well. Someone came to me and told me about a story of schemes, and we will talk about types of schemes, and came to me and told me about something that was going to make me money. And they told me, don't even believe before I make money. Let me first make money, and then I will introduce you to this person that is doubling the money. And they came to me with the check, and they showed me that this is the money that I have made. And they were like, how are you interested? I will introduce you. I was like, okay, but how are they making money? Very persuasive. They give you stories, they talk to you about many things. But when you try to analyze, I'm an accountant, when I try to analyze, it's not making any financial sense. But then again, someone has made double. They had invested money, and there's a proof that this is actually money that they've made, and I'm believing in what they're saying. And I invested money. Unfortunately, I made some money, invested some more in some other areas, and I lost some money. It's a long story. So I'm not talking about something that I've only heard from people. I'm talking about people that have swindled, including up to and including me. People have been swindled, and the con artist is very persuasive, and their intent is the money. Now, this scammer or this con artist, what are some of the character traits? What are some of the things that they can that they portray to you? As I said, they will display knowledge of something, and sometimes, most of the times, it's fake. Whatever it is that they're telling you, whatever story that they're coming up with, most of the times the stories are not true. Number two character trait, they are charming. They are super polite. Yeah, when you meet them, they will talk to you very politely. They know all mannerisms. They know what offends people. I remember, I'll use real examples. I remember some time receiving a call, and I could tell for sure this is a con artist. And I listened to the story that this person was giving me. It did not make sense to me. They were very polite. Until when I told them, I know for sure you are a con artist. And that's the time the story changed. Man, I was insulted. Wow. But now, before they get you in, they are super polite. And these are character traits. And they have a primal perception. Later, it's scary. They seem to know your mind, like telepathy. I don't know whether you've ever met someone that is speaking to you, and it's like they know you, and they convince you. They actually even sometimes call you by your name. And you're like, wow, how did you know that? Maybe they had someone calling your name, and they're like, oh wow, this person is called so and so. And they come call you, and they pick some few things, and they talk to you and pick some very very interesting details about you. And they've done research. As I said, when you go to work or when you go to hustle, there's someone who sits down to think and come up with a craft of how they will get you to give them money. Number four, another trait of these guys, they're easily offended. As I told you, sometimes when they realize they're not getting money from you, or they're not making headway, they will lash out at you, they will insult you, and they will abuse you. Yeah. And then number five, they lie always about things, whatever it is that they're telling you. Whatever it is that they're telling you is a lie. So they will lie. And if you're smart enough, if you're not caught up by the niceness and the charm, you can tell them out. Because if you're careful, it's a lie. Whatever it is that they're telling you, it's a lie. And they believe, number six, that they're better than anyone. Everyone. These guys know everything. They look very smart. Yeah, and they will look down upon you and hold you into contempt, just to make you believe that they're better than you. Number seven, they want to have a good reputation, because if they have a good reputation, like for example, let me use another example. If I'm coming to you to lend money or to borrow money from you, if you know for sure I am not of good repute, you will not lend me that money. Or if you know how I look like, I know I've heard of people saying, these guys are smartly dressed. These guys look very good. They look sharp, you know. And their reputation, they want to have a good reputation. And they sometimes will have someone else speak about them. You know, if it is a company, like my case, the one that I was shown a check, there's someone talking good about that particular company. And when someone else talks good about that company, it gives them very good reputation. I remember, and I'm not mentioning names, I remember of one particular incident that a church was used and men of God were used. And you know, if you know that men of God are involved, you tend to believe, because men of God are reputable people. So that's another character trait of schemers. They crave for good reputation. They want to have good reputation, and then they give you a disillusion. They give you a disillusion of fame and importance. You know, you know, like they tell you of where they live. They want to show you of how they drive well. They live in good places. And then they I'm told of a person, of a friend of mine, that shows everyone of how busy they are all the time, how important their time is, and they want to show you, you know, they're always in a hurry. They want to show you that they have made it in life, and sometimes that is not the case. Yeah, that is not the case. And number 8, they have no capacity for care and concern or love. They will pretend to care about you. They will pretend to love you, but in them, it is all fake. You know, they want to pretend like they care, that they're concerned about you or they love you, but at the end of the day, it's all fake. And the few other traits, but I'm told my time is running out, so I'll quickly move to the next. I'll quickly move to the next item, the next component. The first one was the scammer, who is the con artist, and number 2, this is the scam. You know, the scam is the strategy that the scammer uses, and their intended goal is money. You know, they sit down, as I said, they craft a way and a route, and will come with. I will talk to you about the types of scams. So the scammer comes with the route. You know, how do my producer has money? How do I get that money from my producer? Or I have a friend of mine who has money, or I have an individual that has money. How do I get that money from that person? And that now comes getting the money. What they will use is a scheme. They have a vision, and they will have to come up with tools that they will fund. Like for example, if they want to hack your emails, they have to come up with softwares, and sometimes some of these softwares are expensive, and they will at the end of the day look at what works and what doesn't work, and they will keep evaluating that scam to see whether that scam is netting people. And number 3, the number 3 component of a scam, and this is the target. And as I said, you're earning your money, and you're toiling. You put a lot of effort to make sure that you have money. And I know, and as I said, your financial well-being, that is what we desire. You put in a lot of effort to ensure that you have money. But now that money, the scammer is targeting that money, and they want to have your money. And what they will do is look for loopholes that they will use to get your money. So know that your money has a lot of targets. You have jobs that your money will do. You have plots that your money will buy. You have a wedding that your money will finance. You have a trip to Dubai or to the States that your money will finance. But also don't forget that even as you invest, even as you use your money for investments, and that money is targeted by those investments, please remember that there is a scammer somewhere who has come up with a scam, and their target is your money. So to wrap it up for today, I've talked about, we are decrypting, deciphering how a scam comes up, and today we have talked about the components of a scam. And number one is the scammer, the person that sits down and comes up with a scam. Number two is the scam, the route that the scammer uses to target your money. And number three is the target, you and your money. You are the target. So thank you very much. Next week we will continue and delve deeper into types of scams and how you can avoid, or how you can protect and safeguard yourself in these scams. I believe it's important. Our desire is that you have your money with you, and that your money will be safe in your pocket, in your house, in your bank, wherever your money will be. It's important to have your money safe. Thank you very much. Have yourself a lovely week. And please, whatever you do, be careful. God bless you.